Sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. If all the things you never show, there are the things I want you to know. Secrets start in your heart to slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart to slow. But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know.
Well, maybe I just missed you, Shivy. No. So it always happens, and I didn't get the actual documents yet for this, but I wanted to show you guys quickly. These are filings that came in as well. There's lots going on here. But so, anyways, so the hearing that was set for March 12th, defendant's motion to continue. So I'll go from the bottom and then up. Hearing scheduled for February 12th, 2024, reviewed and granted without hearing. Transport order will be canceled. Hearing reset to March 18th of 2024 at 9 a.m. in Allen Superior Court, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Court to notify, and court will reissue the transport order for that. And then above it, obviously, the court has taken the defendant's motion to transfer under advisement, and having reviewed the state's motion to defense motion for transfer, now denies the motion to transfer without hearing. Again, moved over to, so the court will notify the court and will reissue a transport order. And then the top one, it says court orders defendant to respond to the state's motion to compel discovery on or before February 21st of 2024, or provide the discovery requested. Yeah. So I don't have the actual physical documents. I requested them, but I don't have them. But anyways, so I just wanted to let you guys know that. So again, Monday was going to be, I think, was it Monday? 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. That would have been Monday, right? Yeah, it would have been the 12th on there. I know, twice is nice. 3 times the charm. I know that there's the, Harmony Montgomery trial going on. I'm not sure how many of you guys that are watching now are paying attention, of course, to the Harmony Montgomery trial. The father in that case, Adam Montgomery, he had like 5 charges, and 2 of them he's going to plead guilty to. One was the abuse of a, little girl's body there, and the other one was something evidence I remember from yesterday. So anyways, I was kind of hoping for the court orders, just because it's always nicer when you actually have the paperwork, but I don't know what Faith is doing over there at the county clerk's office on there. So I just wanted to, like I said, share this with you guys. Yeah, we can talk for a few minutes if you want. Earlier we did the live on the Supreme Court's opinion. And if any of you guys saw that, and if not, again, I was really waiting for the Supreme Court's opinion finally. And you guys can maybe be on the recap. Yeah, no, excellent. I always have a habit of doing that. It sets it, and then it set it for like 12 a.m. in the morning. Then thank goodness Charmaine said, Sunny, it says 12 or 30 a.m. Well, which is her time, which is 11:30 and whatever. But you'd think that if it was in the morning, my time, that it would show morning, but it had a habit of saying p.m. So I accidentally scheduled it for tonight at 11:30 p.m., but then I had to change it. So anyways, thanks Charmaine for telling me that. So yeah, really, that's all I wanted to say about this, really. I just figured it was just easier to come see you guys again and do another live. I feel like an octopus right now. It's like doing a lot of things at once. But I was kind of, like I said, hoping to get the documents, but I don't see them as of yet. Is there anything? Let me just hit refresh on the documents actually, just to see if anything else has popped up. I don't think so on there. Let's see, automated. Pure. Let's see. Um, that's the opinion. Motion filed. Motion filed for summary denial of state's information. That was on the 7th. Appearance filed. E-notices. Whenever we see automatic paper notices or e-notices, we don't get those ones until. Sorry, my messages just went off. Not really sure what it was. Hold on a second. Oh, Faith. Thank you, Faith. She must have known I was live or something. Yay. Thank you, Faith. Okay, let me just download these quickly. Just to actually show the actual documents. Just one sec there, guys. Be right there. There we go. 2 more seconds. So I'll pull those up in just a second. Just give me a 1 sec. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. Travis. Okay, 1 second. Sorry. Just like to share those. So okay, so let me pull up these documents here just to show you guys, right? I always prefer to see everything in documents. I'm sure you guys do too. Okay, now I just got to find them. Order issued. Okay, where did those go? Appearance. Okay, yeah, I guess these are them right here. It's when they have like labels on them, like order this, order, and then it's just like, okay, but it doesn't have like the actual title to it. So this should be the first one. Okay, so just make that a little bit bigger for you guys. Nope, that's way too big. I hate it. You just got to touch this and it like jumps. There we go. That's good enough. Okay, so this is the order for defendant's motion to continue the hearing scheduled for February 12th, as we just read, the transport. Okay, so again, March 18th of 2024. Not funny because Flint Farmers got moved to March, was it March 13th? So 9 a.m. for that one. And if I click on this one, do you guys get to see that one as well? Yeah, you guys do. Okay. The order having defense motion to transfer under advisement. Hi, Bossy. It's just going over these few couple orders that it came out. Like, who knows if anything else is going to come down the pipe today. It's 11:42, so it's like, what, 2:42 over there, Eastern Standard Time. Typically, the court clerk's office closes at 5 Eastern Standard Time. And then the court's order. Okay, so this is the court orders defendant to respond to state's motion to compel discovery. Oops. Make it bigger. If I just touch it, it goes big. Okay. On or before February 21st of 2024, or provide the discovery requested. So it's just, you know how it is after you end a live and then all of a sudden you look and then you're like, only I would have looked before we got off, but it's just perfect actually, because as I'm doing this live, then Faith from the Carroll County Clerk's office had sent the actual motions here on the actual paperwork. No longer, because this time they'll be on the offense. Because defense needs longer, because this time they'll be on the offense. The defense and the offense. Isn't that funny how that actually offense and defense. But anyways, and I really actually don't got much more to say to that, to be honest with you. Simple three little motions or whatever. But I got a few minutes to spare. I'm just wondering if there's anything else that's going to come down, sign off again, and then all of a sudden do that. Just to ask you though, are any of you guys in here paying attention to the Montgomery case that's going on? And let me just quickly do something else for in chat. Oh, Adam beat me, little smarty. Okay. I told you Faith loved me more, Adam. Just saying. At Adam, just saying on there. So yeah, so if does anyone want to say anything? I mean, if not, we'll just keep this live short and sweet then. It will make me and force me have to go have some lunch or something silly like that. And sorry, I'm just kind of sending out the documents as well. But then Adam, I got to go send them in our group chat. And Adam is there like a dirty shirt, but I came right after him on that one. Eric from the docket says, "Good Lord." It's kind of like when it rains, it pours. Motions and stuff like that. You guys think that we're good for today? Are we good for the day on documents? I think on there. I mean, this morning one was a big one. It was like 21 pages long of the state's opinion, and them explaining basically why they denied two of the motions, and then of course talked about the Frankel. But bottom line is, it just came down to that for that first one, the state of opinion, that expelling or whatever the counsel for Rosie and Baldwin, like to do that in cases is to the extreme. Like that's like your last resort. And it's deemed that that wasn't the last resort, that there was other processes to go through first, and then the other two were denied, obviously, for the fact of the 70-day speedy trial. Well, because they didn't actually file it with the courts, like, the proper courts there. Instead, they tried to shortcut it. And then the third one, of course, was the disqualification of the judge. And that at that point in time of the opinion coming out, less anything to do with anything that's come out after that, to show bias or prejudiced. Again, so the way I see it too is this: I wouldn't doubt it if it heads its way back to the Supreme Court. Again, about the biased and prejudice stuff and stuff like that. I feel like I'm just talking to myself now. Oh, there we go. You're back, Ivy. Well, Ivy, I was just, talking about the three different orders. So, like I said, March 18th, 2024, state's motion to compel discovery is for February 21st of 2024, right here in front of you, actually, or provide the discovery requested. And then, of course, the other one was just the motion to transfer being denied, because a new one will be ordered for March 18th on there. So, yeah, I know. I was, Alexa messaged me, and she's like, when you have time to talk, whatever. I was feeling like an octopus at the time. I'm trying to, I'm seeing these motions or whatever, trying to click on and make a new thumbnail, create a new live, and then try to call my husband at the same time as well. Just because, just want to see what he was up to, since I hadn't had time to talk to him today. But other than that, I mean, nothing like wait until like the 9th hour, eh? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Yep, now we're changing it. So then I guess Rosie will probably be available at that point in time um, to show up. I mean, it was. I feel like it was probably the right thing to do. Now she's gonna look good again. Anyways, like I said, it was just the three motions. I don't know if I turn off this live and all of a sudden more motion, anything else pops up today. Not seeing anything. Not seeing anything as of yet. But I mean, the most important thing was, um, I think we all prayed enough for that opinion to come out, and then it finally came out because it was seeming to take rather long. But after looking at 21 pages, you know, I suppose it takes a little while. I thought the motion to transfer was motion made. The motion to transfer. I think it was. I think it was just from the court, from the jail to the court, right? For the hearing. I thought that's what that one was for. Here, let me just uh, go back over to that one. Which one was this one? The court, having taken defendant's motion to transfer under advisement, having reviewed the state's response, transfer. Oh, now denies the motion without hearing. Oh, is that what that one was for? Well, color me stupid. That one's for okay, because I was kind of going. Okay, so they're doing an order. I was thinking it had to do with the transfer from the jail, sorry, from the prison to the hearing. So this is talking about the motion to transfer. Gotcha. So, okay. So basically, then, yeah, that's a big one. Okay. My bad. Because I was just thinking of the other one, transfer. Whenever I think of transfer, I'm typically just thinking about when they take the prisoner from someone from jail and take them to the courts. And I was just thinking, oh, okay. Odd, but okay. I get it. Okay, so that's a big one. So what do you guys feel about that then? So the court having taken the defendant's motion to transfer under advisement, and another again denied the motion to transfer without hearing. Yeah. So February yes is also moved to March. So correct. The 12th is moved to March 18th for that one at 9 a.m. Should call it to modify safekeeping. Right. Court done for the day. Adam Montgomery. Oh, hey, Elizabeth. How are you? And is it done for the day for Adam Montgomery? That wasn't very long, was it? Oh, how come I didn't hear music go off? Usually music goes off when somebody subscribes. I didn't hear it go off, though. But thank you for subscribing. Hathor's Mirror. He used to do that with my letters in my name all the time. Capitals, lower, upper. So yeah, so what do you guys think about that then? You guys expected? Well, I mean, I think it was expected about the motion to deny, but is that why though? Ivy, like, is that because it was from Scremin and Librato, and she was denying their motion? I mean, obviously, to me, they're, if the lawyers are back to, well, wouldn't they have to, like, Ivy, come see me again. Copy. Here. Do you have a couple minutes, Ivy? Come on. Feel the love. This is easier stuff. On there. I put up the link in case you can. Yeah, like, oh, okay. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Let me see what you said here, though. She should have moved him. It's crazy to me. A 10-hour day for his attorneys to visit. When they do that, there's a crazy setup where he's behind the door and they have to stay 6 feet back. You know, but why did they move him in the first place? Like, why did they move him from Westville? Like, I don't think we actually knew the true, like, the actual answer to that. I think, like, there was a lot of guessing and stuff. So, sorry, guys. Just looking down at my leg there has an owie. Um, Wait until citizens of Carroll County get the bill for Gull's shenanigans and Belosi's extra travel expense. Is that where you shorten it to Belosi's on there? Um, oh, there she is. Hey, you.
All right, 20 minutes max.
Oh, yeah. Trust me. That's good enough for me as well. Not
That
even.
is a great point. Who was that? Shibby? Is that who that
Shibby?
was? About the money?
Yeah, right here.
I've thought about that a few times. So besides the fact that, like, it's just crazy to house somebody that far away from their attorneys, they're having to pay attorney fee, like the hour. My gosh, I cannot talk. The attorney's fees per hour for that much drive time, just drive time. Like, that's such a waste.
Well, like, but I don't think we ever found out the actual reason, right?
We heard that it was because of a suicide thing. I don't think
Right.
that ever was officially. Yeah,
No.
and it's not Gull that moved him to Wabash. It's the DOC,
Right.
but she just keeps him in DOC custody.
Right.
I really don't understand. Like, and to not even have a hearing, like, how it's crazy to me that you can hear those allegations. Like, take out the Odinist allegations.
Yeah.
Just the way that he meets with his attorney is unacceptable to me. And it seems to
I
be like
agree.
way out there. Even like, I know people get when certain attorneys say things that are in line with the defense, all of a sudden then they become like friends with the defense. But there are a bunch of, like, not a bunch, but a few of separate attorneys all having separate opinions that's like crazy. Something they've never seen.
Yeah. I don't agree myself with how, like, again, there's exceptions to everything, exceptions to the rule. I don't agree with how far away he's being housed. But yeah, and for the driving time is ridiculous. And just to saw just to see what we saw, like the room that he was in, and had 6 feet, away, like he was some sort of caged animal, when he's not even being, when he's, not even being convicted of anything. I don't know. I thought it was to the extreme myself. I personally am not happy with uh, how he's being housed, or like how the rigmarole that they have to go through, considering he's still innocent until proven guilty. I don't know.
I'm glad that this came up because I meant to say something another time when I was on, but I totally forgot about it. At some point, I made hold on, my dog, as soon as I get on here, she takes
Yeah,
the
no
opportunity
problem.
of my attention not being
Yeah,
away to get
I
into everything. She's like, now's my chance.
I get it.
But so I said something on here when we were talking about this, when all that stuff first came out a little bit ago, that Gull had ordered it was like an emergency restraining order that the DOC couldn't record stuff and
She did,
that
yeah.
they would allow. So I think I was wrong about that. I'm still kind of confused. I believe that came out around the same time that the big document dump happened. I think it was right after that. And I went back to look at it and it's not signed. And I think it's like the thing that came up the other day where an attorney will put in the motion, but then they'll also put in an already written up order so the
Right.
judge can use that. I want to say maybe that's what that was. And Baldwin or Rosie or whichever one it was included that with the motion for the restraining order, but she never ordered it because by the time it came for her to make the order, I think the prison was already, hopefully my memory is serving me good on this. I think the prison was like, well, we're going to stop recording for those things. So she's like, all right, well, there's no problems. And then she never made an official order on it, I think.
Okay. And that could have been, right? Because there's sometimes that we see documents come and it's like, where's the signature?
Which that's kind of a big deal in my head a little bit, because
Same.
there's never been a judge has never said like, okay, you can't do that. She just said, all right, well, I guess that's fine now, which is similar but different.
Like, because it would seem odd for you're saying it would seem odd for like Wabash to do it, considering if there was an actual order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was my first thing when started the first argument. I was like, there's a restraining order and they broke it. Nobody's saying anything about it. Well, apparently that's why. Because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's how I remembered it as well. Like what we were originally talking about. Well, hey, didn't she like order this no cameras and whatever, like, and type of thing? And why is Wabash doing what was told not to? But I mean, your explanation would make sense. Like you said,
it also kind of surprises me that she didn't at least have a hearing. Now that I'm saying this out loud, I may have a different opinion. I was going to say I was kind of surprised that she didn't at least schedule a hearing, because not only have Rosie and Baldwin said this, but then the new ones that she supposedly picked out that she has a better relationship with said the same thing. But as I was saying that out loud, I thought, well, if she did schedule a hearing for that, even though they put it in, she'd still have to have the hearing with Baldwin and Rosie. So I don't know. But now we have 4 attorneys.
Gotcha.
Saying the same thing.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Nobody's I was gonna say nobody's over talkative on this live.
Nah. All at work.
I was gonna say they were on the last one. Except for Shibby.
I still haven't read the I was in the middle of saving stuff.
The full opinion.
No, I've read the opinion. There was there was one that was like something about a summary, something or other.
A summary.
I think it's in the chat. Oh, here it is. Summary for click. It won't open.
Let me see here. Is this from yesterday?
No, I think it's from today.
Summary for denial of state's information.
Yeah, we've already seen that one.
Yeah. That's when
I thought it was from today.
Well, no, I mean it came out through the court clerk today.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's the one that's sleuthy. Like I said, it was put out.
I remember that now.
Yeah. That's when we were talking about. So that's when she was talking about with the lawyer.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah. Okay, I'm here listening. I'm just finished brushing my doggo. Ran out of witnesses in the Montgomery trial. Ran out of witnesses in the Montgomery. What the? Hi, Lacey. Working, but I know all you working people. You not working today, Ivy?
Yeah, my schedule is flexible.
Yeah.
I just have to get except when I have like actual clients scheduled, but the rest of the stuff I just have to get it done. It doesn't really matter like what time.
And my bad if you've probably said, but what is it you do?
I'm a therapist.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I was like drawing a blank, and certain things stick and other things don't,
I understand.
Yeah. I hope no one takes it personally. Sometimes when I forget things, I just, it's like the brain just goes on meltdown mode, and it kind of expires out of the head as you get older. And it's
with my brain, for some reason, like if I can't remember it, I will probably never be able to remember it. It's just something that my brain refuses to like hang on to.
I need. So wait, hold on. You said you're a therapist.
Hmm.
Okay, what type of therapist?
Like a mental health therapist.
Okay. So like, um, kind of like, well, isn't Steffa kind of like that as well?
She's a nurse.
Nurse.
But I think she's probably worked in like a hospital setting, like a mental health
Yeah, yeah,
inpatient,
yeah.
but she's a RN, I think. Or is she an RN? Something like that.
Do you give yourself therapy?
Do I what?
Do you give yourself therapy?
No, it doesn't work
No.
like that.
It's not, isn't it always easier though to help others than it is sometimes
Oh,
to,
100%. Yeah.
yeah,
Most
I know.
therapists like it I'm glad it's not mandated, but if I was honest, I think there should be a mandate that if you're licensed as a therapist, that you should be required to get like say, I don't know, 4 to 6 hours of therapy a year minimum yourself.
Right? Yeah. Like like with my husband's benefits,
Mhm.
you get a lot of these side things to it as well. You know, uh, therapy if you want,
What are his benefits? What kind of benefits?
the health benefits. So so typically when you're working at a job, right?
Mhm.
Um you're allowed, like, depending on the company, depending on the structure of what package that they offer you, which you pay half for typically, right? So I think my husband pays, I don't know, $112 a month
Mhm.
for his work benefits, right? Because when you work somewhere, you usually, unless the company is super, super really great and amazing, you typically pay for half of what it costs. So in those benefits, you get dental. Medical is obviously free, but prescriptions are 80% covered. Like I went and got 3 prescriptions the other day for my diabetes, whatever else it was, can't remember. Oh, for when I had my back tooth removed or whatever, painkillers. It literally cost me $5.87 for 3 prescriptions, right? Because of the benefits. And so with that as well comes, you can have so many dollars designated to like therapist, like therapy, psychologist, whatever, um, amongst other things like chiropractor, stuff like that.
Mhm.
So,
All in our stupid way that we do things, in health insurance covers prescriptions are usually included, except for Medicare, that's a whole different thing. But prescriptions and then like the chiropractor stuff, the only thing that's not included in our medical health insurance is dental and eye stuff. Those are
yeah,
the
like dental, like you basically you have to have a job, and if you don't have a job, you have to go through Blue Cross,
Mhm.
and get dental that way, which obviously isn't as good for coverage wise. So you have to purchase that, and you're still purchasing it kind of at work. So like my husband, each of us is entitled to $2,500 a year of dental, and
Wow.
which is 20%, like meaning, so if it bills $1,000, $200 is towards that 2,500.
For
Um,
anything, or does it have to be a certain service?
Pretty much for everything. And 50, it's 50% if it's like, like dentures and all that stuff. But the thing is that let's say I had a job right now and I had dental coverage with it as well, right? So
Mhm.
his so let's just say I'm talking about the dental dentures or something like that, or his would cover 50% of it, mine would cover 50%. So unless it went over like basically $5,000, I wouldn't have to pay shit. So because your coverage, right, for here, you're like your husband and wife, or
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't know how that would work. I don't know how that would work here because insurances are always trying to be the payer, what is it, payer of like last resort. So they're always
Mhm.
saying like we'll pay after everybody else pays, but then they like all try to do that. I don't know. Our system is so messed up.
Yeah, like I said, I know ours is quite different than your guys's. when it comes to that. Now, if you were in England, dental and medical is free, you know. But if
Yeah.
you do want to pay out of pocket and get seen faster, this faster, then you pay out of pocket and go to a private, um, place. But
I am very lucky in that I am native a little bit.
yeah,
So
a little bit,
I just a little bit.
little
So
bit.
I qualify for through our like
Yeah,
Affordable Care Act. If you make less than 4 times the poverty level,
right.
then you can get it's basically like a really, really, really low premium and then with no deductible and no copays. And it's
So,
amazing.
are you self-employed?
Yes.
Okay, so you got a ton shitload of write-offs.
No, not really. I
Not
have
really.
very little cost. Plus, write-offs aren't like some magic fairy dust that people make them out to be. I don't know. You still have to pay for them, but yeah, I don't. I have like very little overhead. I also don't work as much as I should. So, but
Yeah, but
if I wasn't native,
yeah,
get myself insurance, it would cost probably I don't know, like $250 or $300 a month, and I'd have a deductible of like
right.
$4,000 to $6,000 a year that I'd have to pay before it would kick in.
Damn.
And
Yeah.
then after that, you have to pay like 20% coinsurance. It's ridiculous. I have a
It's not,
client that owes me $1,000,000, and I'm such a bad business person because I feel bad because he doesn't have any money, and I know his
mhm.
copay or his deductible and his copayment, so he owes me a bunch. Ugh, I
I
hate
know
business.
that's what I am. I'd be a sapsucker like you. I'm a sapsucker for a sob story, you know.
Yeah, I
Um,
shouldn't be, but
well, it's one of the yeah, it's one of those things is that sometimes it's really to our demise to be that giving in a lot of ways, you know,
and as
because
a therapist, there's it's kinda like contradicts itself. It's hard to listen to somebody talk about their
yeah,
struggles in
I
life and
know.
stuff and then be like, "Okay, but you do need to figure out how to pay me."
Right. Right. Just for that reason alone, like you say, like I said, I'm the biggest sapsucker for a sob story. Um, and so it's taken me a long time to even get to that place of saying no when I can't just, instead of always being a yes person. I think Charmaine said she's a yes person.
Mhm.
But I used to be that yes person all the time, but now I know my limits more so, but I'm still a sapsucker for sad stories, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes people would make fun of me at work in optical because somebody would be telling me their life story and I'd be sitting there like literally listening to them and it didn't matter what was going on around me, they'd be like,
You probably made those people's day. Sometimes
"Well,
just
that's
getting it
just
out
it. That's just
would
it."
be
I
helpful.
cared more about making their day than what those people like, well, there's Sunny talking somebody's ear off again. No, I'm listening to them tell me their story. And
Mhm.
I'm not being rude and dismissing them, acting like I don't matter. When somebody is talking to you, like I have a hard time just going, oh, got to go back to work now. When there's other people there standing around doing nothing.
Yeah.
Especially like if I was really busy, I'd still stay, whatever. But then I'd be like, well, I'm so sorry, like type of thing, all the best for you, da da da, and try to cut it shorter, of course. Um, but again, if I have time, I'm not going to sit there. Like one woman was telling me, and this is an optical, right? And she like sometimes they do have this big story behind it, and she was telling me how her daughter had a heart attack and died right in front of her, and she basically her daughter was feeling
That's
like
terrible.
pressure, um, in her chest, and she literally said that she turned blue and just dropped right in front of me, and she died.
That would be so
And
traumatic. I can't even imagine.
but yet so somehow whatever equation type of thing, it usually comes about by, yeah, I got so many expenses going on and this and that. Now, the one thing that was really great at Great Glasses is that we had the ability to do whatever we wanted with a customer. If I wanted to say, you know what, here, let me not charge you for this or this. I could do so many things. Like I could pretty
Oh,
much
wow.
give somebody a free pair of glasses if I wanted to, if I felt like it was the that I wanted to do that. Bruce allowed us to do whatever we want, without being stupid, right?
Mhm.
But as long as the customer was happy, and I enjoy, like I said, that's one of my biggest enjoyments. And that's why I always enjoyed being in either a general manager or supervisory roles, especially because you got to do things for people. And that's the part that I enjoyed. I could care less about the freaking title. I just enjoyed being able to use the ability to give people gifts, make their day, whether it was through a
From a business perspective, it can be smart too, because if you do that for somebody and help them out, all it costs you is a pair of glasses to get some of the best like word of mouth marketing and have like a customer forever. And that's pretty good considering what it costs to do marketing,
oh, exactly,
like, just from
absolutely.
a strictly financial point of
Wait,
view.
sweet, Shibby's throwing me off here. Canada's getting universal dental soon too. Are we?
I bet Elizabeth is in the States because that's why I asked you if your dental, the money for dental covers everything. Because even when we have dental insurance, there's still like a bunch of rules on what you can use it for. And it doesn't cover a lot of things.
Well, I was gonna say for any major uh, teeth work done, that's like 50%. But
Hmm.
if we both have coverages and it doesn't go over, I'm not even sure, it might be 10,000. Um, if you don't go over that limit, if you go over that limit, you have to pay the difference. Like you have to pay the next full amount.
Yeah.
But most times you don't have to do stuff like that. But there are restrictions to certain things. But when it comes to most dental work, like I said, certain things are deemed in, like I said, the 50%. But most things, your teeth cleaning, your cavities, your root canals, and that's all deemed in the regular part
Reminds
of
me, I need
dental.
to make a dentist appointment. I've been putting it off.
Say that again.
I said that reminds me, I need to make a dental appointment because I've been putting it off.
Yeah, when I'm good, I'm good. But it's been really hard, like especially this last year, just because, like I
Hmm.
said, my only income is YouTube money, and I got to pay a few bills because obviously, like, it's just not the same, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, $3,400 down to like 500 to 700 typically is n- nominal, right? So the dentist would keep messaging me, and I'd be like, I'm telling you, for the 10th time, I'm broke. I'll let you know when I need my thing. So, meaning, even though it's 80% covered, if I don't have $110, or if I don't have $80,
Is
like,
this still
honestly,
that much to like, if they pay 80% and
yeah.
you have to pay the
Well,
rest, is it still like $80 or
yeah,
100
it,
or
it
something like
depends.
that?
Yeah, like seriously.
That's a lot.
Um, so this one back tooth that I'm talking about, um, so when I went in there, like, it was just causing me pain after Christmas type of thing, and so I was like, um, so when I went in, she put a caveat. I got charged like $122, okay, um, of the amount because whatever it was brought it down to 112. And it was the first time that I'd literally gone to a dentist where it was not fixed because I was still in pain. I thought at first it was just because of the gum and that, da da da. And then she says, so when I go back there and I said, like, look, like, shouldn't you know if the root is exposed? I'm telling you, you know that feeling of the minute you feel air going to a tooth,
Mhm. It's like
typically,
instant
right,
pain.
that exactly, because it's hitting the nerve, right? Hence the roots. But anyways, so when I went back, I said, she goes, well, um, maybe we could have done a root canal, and I was like, well, shouldn't you have like done that instead of charging me 112 and then going to charge me more? So I said, so typically a root canal nowadays is 700 to $1,000, somewhere in there, usually 700 to 900, right? So I said, okay, well, as I'm talking to her, because I'm already pissed off because I already put $112 out. Okay, so I said, well, how much is it to get a root canal, and how much is it just to get it pulled? So she comes, and she had told me that the price was about 700 to 900 but that's not what I pay. But it would be about like what 20%, whatever, right? And then she comes back, and all of a sudden I see this amount for 300 and something dollars, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean $300 and something dollars. I got 80% coverage. And then she says to the receptionist or lady, she goes, "Oh, well, that shouldn't be in there. She's already paid for that." Didn't matter. It still took it down to $280. And I'm like looking at the top, what she's charging me for the root canal, 13 fucking $100,
That's a
as if
lot.
it was something special than any other root canal. Bullshit. And
I
so
don't know how much they cost, but that seems like a lot.
okay, well, back in the day, it used to be, typically about $500 for a root canal. Nowadays, it's like typically about $900 for a
That's
root
still a
canal.
lot more.
you know. But the fact was, she literally said about how much it cost, and then all of a sudden I see 1,300 and something, and I'm like, have a cup of go fuck yourself. I'm gonna pay $88, yank the fucking thing. Don't need it anyway. It's a back tooth. Don't care. Just yank it then for $88. But you piss me off because I just paid $112. I come back in here, and you know how they make excuses for themselves. Well, I mean, I told you. No, you didn't say shit, lady. You told me after I was done. Well, let's see how this goes. Let's see if it, feels better or not. And if not, then come back and see me. But I was like, yeah, no problem. I've never had an issue. But I wasn't about to pay like $400. Like the freaking tooth isn't worth it. I'm sorry, it wasn't.
This is where we actually have a little bit better of a system. It just went into, they made it a law, I think last year. I think it started the 1st of 2023, and I forget the name of the form you have to do, but it's basically to make sure there's no billing surprises
Right.
and people can't do that to you. So like when I start services for somebody, if they have to pay like copays or if they're paying out of pocket, I have to give them an estimate
Right.
or something that says the next like weekly therapy for the next 6 months is going to cost this much. And then I can't go charge them a bunch of money more later and be like, "Oh, sorry."
Well, they do, right, and they do give you an estimate, right? Like
We
that's
have to, it's like a legal thing now where
oh,
you
okay.
can't screw them over later.
Well, that's just it, right? Because I hate the word estimate because estimate means around.
Yeah, I can't think of what it's called. I think it's called a good faith something, but it's specifically so that they can't jack up the prices later after you
Yeah.
told them. Yes,
Well,
yes, thank
that's
you. No
just it.
surprise billing.
Well, and that's just it. Like, I'm not sure how it works out there, but my ex-husband, when we were married, he works for the county of Whitecourt. Okay, so he has amazing coverage. They get that $1,200 a month for freaking health with health wealth, or what is it, health fitness stuff and shit
Oh,
like that,
wow.
right? Where you can go
That's
play hockey.
amazing.
Yeah, right. And his coverage, our coverage was 90%, 90% dental. Okay, that's like the cat's ass. Unless you have 100%, which is so rare to have 100%. Typically, it's 80%. That's what most employers will cover, even though, like I said, you're still paying your portion. So, but out here, there's a blue book value, but dentists can go 20% above that blue book value. Fuck you, you greedy fuckers. Seriously. So when I would go in and then all of a sudden I'd get the thing, I'd be like, so much for 90%. And they're like, well, that's because, like this is the blue book value, but we
Mm,
can charge up to 20% more. And he fucking rights, the greedy motherfuckers do. Sorry about my language on that, but I'm so sick of it. It's just fucking ridiculous to sit there and have 90% coverage and act like you had 70% coverage,
yeah, that's true.
because
I
of
can
the
see, because you
right.
have like a number in your head.
Yeah. So to me, it's like, I'm coming in here. How much will this cost? Thank you. My estimate. Okay. That's the amount I'm going to pay then. You're not going to surprise me with another 50, 70, $80 more type of thing. But yeah, so that would piss me off. How do you have 90% and then it feel like you had 70% because the greedy little buggers got to up it 20% maximum? It's kind of like in Alberta with rent. Out in BC here, you can only increase rent like 2%, right, in a year. If they're right out in Alberta, there is no rental rules. You want to take that rent of yours from 800 and put it to 1300, you
I don't
can
know
do
how
that.
people afford a rent nowadays.
Well, that too. You know what was funny? I was looking at hotels, and your guys' hotels are pretty expensive. Like they're not any, they're if not they're like in line with Canada.
What's like a normal hotel rate in Canada?
A normal hotel rate, I'd say, is like, I'd say the average would be 150. The
Oh,
average.
I
Yeah.
would say I don't know what the average is, but if I were to go stay somewhere, it depends on where. Like if you go to New York City, that's a lot different. But say I was to like go visit my mom in Tulsa and get a hotel downtown there, I feel like I could get one for a little under $100 a night.
Well, there are there. Where's that in?
I would say downtown Tulsa, like not in a shit one, in like a
Yeah.
3-star or above one.
Well, when I was looking at, say, I was looking at Idaho because Ash, like I said, me and Charmaine, she was talking. We were talking about Delphi, but I was like, Charmaine, it's like I said, her 50th birthday shows. I would love to do a trip down to Delphi, but this is not the year for it for me. It's too expensive. It's
Yeah.
not like it's
I
a 1 day trip. I'm not forking out money for a plane trip or nothing like that. I got so many other responsibilities, but Idaho seemed feasible because it's 7 hours away from here. And it's like, maybe you stay 2 nights, and then head back to Canada type of thing. Whereas Delphi is like way across the other side, East Coast. It takes a few days to get there by vehicle, let alone your hotel. But I have England, and our car payment is in its final year, but our car payment doesn't end till November 15th of this year, right? Then, thank
Mhm.
the Lord, pretty much $1,000 will that our car will be paid off, our SUV, whatever you want to call it, Sport Explorer. But anyways, that will be paid off. But but it's typically what happens is, like I said, my because of the little bit of money I make from YouTube, which isn't enormous, but thank you guys for all the people that do donate and do help out, because that's honestly what allows me to pay the couple bills that I do, which is the telephone, which is my husband's telephone, and the hydro when it comes every 2 months, and the car insurance. Okay. But that leaves my husband's, because of the car, like my husband's checks are basically 2,000 once tax comes off on
Mhm.
a check, right? $1,500 is rent, $440 for that car payment because it's biweekly is basically two thousand
Wow, that's a
dollars.
lot. That
Yeah,
car payment is crazy.
yeah, exactly. Thank God it's its final year. And so then the money that Ryan gives us. So basically, at the end of the month, we don't got shit to poop in really. So like I said, so the YouTube money comes in on the 22nd. So that's
You're
kind
gonna
of what
have so much extra money when you pay that car off.
like $1,000 more.
God, that's a
I mean,
lot.
it's just that it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's in the final year. But anyways, so back to the point was, yeah, I like, as much as I want to come to Delphi, and I know what Charmaine's saying, that's not feasible for me. So type of idea. So I had said, oh, maybe I could put up a little GoFundMe thing, for Idaho, because that would be like a few $100s. But in reality, I shouldn't be doing anything because I got so many other things, right? My husband takes on the pressure of what I'm not doing, And it's like
Mhm.
the other day, for instance, I had a phone call from an optical place for an interview, right? And it almost seemed like, so my husband has a vehicle. We don't have two vehicles. Imagine owning two vehicles here and whatever. Okay. Anyways, that would be absurd. Anyways, so I said, so she's basically saying, so, do you live whatever? And I said, well, I live in Walnut Grove, and I would just Uber it. Right. No big deal. It's an optical place. It's not like it's a place where you have to go to the bank and do stuff like that. Like most people get around by Uber and different things, but we have the one vehicle and my husband uses it. My husband's jobs definitely pays more than what mine would. But anyways, but it's almost like, oh well, okay, well, thanks for talking. We'll give you a phone call. We're right now we're just calling people about the position and seeing. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Okay, you're basically telling me you're not calling me back. I already know this whole line and shit like that. Don't even feed me that crap. But it's like the minute I said, well, I'm going to have to take an Uber, which would be 25 minutes away, right? Because it's in Surrey versus whatever,
Yeah, they just are like,
you know,
no.
type of thing. So the struggle's real. Being 54 years old, like I said, have a vehicle, but I don't have a vehicle, really. Not that I like driving in Vancouver anyway and stuff like that. But anyways, so it's just like, okay, well, nice talking to you. Thank you for wasting my time. Apparently, that made the whole world of an end. Didn't matter what else. It was
That's
almost like,
crazy.
oh, but anyways, yeah.
Because like it doesn't. I get that they'd be worried like if something happened with the Uber, but like when it comes down to it, no matter how you get to work, it's still on that person to do it. Like if you had a car but you didn't keep up with the maintenance, it would
Yeah.
be just as unreliable, if not more, than an Uber.
In Vancouver, um, because we live in a big city, like, and we're in the suburb of it, bottom line is tons of people travel by bike, by train. Like when I say train, I'm talking about the Sky Train. By Uber, by taxi,
Hmm.
and stuff like that. Anyways, it just seemed like, I like I said, I know when something goes south,
Yeah,
and
you can like feel it.
instantly it was, yeah, oh yeah. Then, like, so when someone says to me, as if I'm a dumb idiot, oh, thank you very much, and yeah, we're just contacting people. I just honestly, it takes all of me in me not to say, yeah, okay. So what you're saying to me is that, because of this, I'm not going to get a phone call back. I had to hold myself back because, like I said, I'm not a freaking, young buck. I'm a freaking,
Yeah, for
full-on
next
turnip
time,
girl,
don't tell the truth about the car.
right? I know. Next time I'll be like, oh yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, my husband. Yeah, exactly. Don't even answer it. Really. Yeah, I'll show up in my little Hot Wheel car. See, told you I had a car.
Well,
Oh,
I gotta get
really?
off here. I think I
No,
went over
yeah.
my
Let's
20
go.
minutes.
Let's see here.
Very
Well,
nice of Bossy, though. Did you
hey,
see that?
what bus you say? Sonny, you really need to experience the high bridge. It's overwhelmingly big. I can help ease expenses of somewhat to stay. I'll drive to Iowa. Iowa. Who said Iowa? I'll drive to Iowa and get you. Pretty sure I said Idaho on there. I didn't know where Iowa came in from that.
I wish I was close with my family. I actually have family who lives in Moscow.
Oh, Moscow and Idaho. Yeah. See,
Mhm.
like that one's feasible. Delphi is feasible next year. That would be more feasible. Like for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I do not want to stress myself out for sure. Um, well, what's going to be down in a second is this live, Greeno.
I know. I gotta go. Thank you for
Yeah,
having me on for the second time.
yeah. Can carpool, Adam. All right, thank you, Ivy. You get going. I'll quickly say my goodbyes here in just
All
a
right.
second.
See you
Yeah,
guys later.
smart ass. Thanks, Ivy. But yeah, like I said, Delphi is a whole different trip than Idaho trip, uh, for me. And like I said, realistically, my priorities have to be, as much as I would like to do Delphi. My priorities have to be England for my husband, who really needs to go back home. It's been about 4 years, and that's not till Christmas, but That's not a lot of paydays in there to try to get your car payments down and blah 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 and save. So there's no way feasible, regardless, to sit there and try to do Delphi this year. Idaho is practical, and Idaho is reasonable for a couple of nights. Yeah. Hey, boy. Hey, what you doing? Are you babysitting or working with your hair today? I can't drive you there. Sorry. I wish that Delphi was on this side of the planet. That'd be a whole different ball of wax. Well, yeah. My husband, I'd personally rather be going on a exotic vacation, but husband hasn't been home in 4 years. Um, you know, so I mean, bottom line is actually last time we were supposed to go on a vacation, but went to England. So I was really hoping that for me this time we could go on an exotic vacation, because whatever. But next thing you know, 4 years goes by because you don't really have the money to grow anything, and then of course COVID happened. Um, and so, anyways, so yeah, so now it's been 4 years. So do we go to England? So obviously it's more important that he go home to his roots, and it's been 4 years, and some exotic vacation is going to happen one day. Just don't go to the Bahamas. We could have a long talk about the case along the way. Stop and take pictures, and become sunnier version of and become a sunnier version of Greeno, or maybe Greeno become a sunnier version of himself. Sunny and Greeno on the road. We'll be in like the Beverly Hills truck, taunting on down the road. Are you going to go to Idaho then? That's practical. Um, Again, it's Charmaine's 50th birthday. So although I really don't like anything including in my plans, like I said, I'll put up a small GoFundMe if people want to donate to help me out, help us out for gas, and help out just for the sake that it's Charmaine's 50th birthday. Because your 50th birthday, right? Like I didn't do shit for mine, but that's like a big hurdle, you know? So that one I could do. Now if Charmaine wanted to go off to Delphi by herself and something like that for her 50th, so be it. Like I said, we were just talking about it last week. And so by all facts, I shouldn't really be going anywhere at all. But it's because it's Charmaine's 50th. That's like a special hurdle for somebody, right? And it's not like she has Aspen over there, taking her out and treating her to special nights of whining and dining and 69ing. Oh, I definitely pick you up in Idaho and drive you to Delphi. Think on it. Yeah, but it's not that. It's about, again, it's like a few day excursion just to get there and then just to get back, right? All that gas money, all that food money, all that hotel money and stuff like that. And it's just not feasible. It's just like I don't want to stress myself out thinking about something else this year. So Idaho, I can calm down and go like, okay, that I can handle, like a few $100 type of thing. Wear a feather mask, pretend it's exotic. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be an actual issue if I actually had a real job again, you know. Next show, The Short Bus, starring Sunny and Greeno. I'll meet Charmaine in Delphi. Oh, yeah, see there? Go ahead. Okay. A couple of hundred. Yeah, but yeah, Seattle's like a 3-hour drive from there. Bottom line is Delphi wouldn't be a cheap venture. That's just it. Like 300, 400 tops, perhaps Idaho, you know. But yeah, it's just not feasible, and I just don't want to stress myself out. Next year, okay, so be it. Yeah, she's leveling up. Yeah, I flew to Seattle once when we went to Disneyland. 3-hour freaking drive. Went on a little freaking mini plane for half an hour. No rest for the wicked. Smarties. Okay, what time is it anyway? It is 12. Oh, you guys, I just looked at the clock. Normally, you guys ever catch the clock? Like 11:11, but lately it's been 11:12. I don't know what the universe is going on there. But anyways, typically ever since I can remember when I was younger, I remember waking up at any time of the night and it was 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I just happened to look at the clock and it was 1, 2, 3, 4. But just as I looked, it went 1, 2, 3, 5. Right. That's one of those numbers that always I catch so much as well. Must be talking to Adam. Can't see him because right here, this is like the wake up look. Toss it up in a freaking ponytail. And there we go. So I'm pretty sure you can't be talking about this right here. Well, then I can still help if needed when you get to visit. Thank you. Like I said, I don't really like asking for people's help, but stuff like that. But I know that there's really kind people out there. I've always been a hard time with that stuff, you know? And I know Charmaine is as well. Hence why you said you keep like Charmaine for like husband. I wanted to give him a free car payment. Charmaine did probably 50% of the donating in December, pretty much just to help with that present that I wanted to give to my husband because he does work so freaking hard. What he does is hard work, and it makes me always feel guilty, sitting here going, here's my few hundred from YouTube. Thank you. Like my husband needs a new pair of boots so badly. They're like a couple $100, right? His pain, at first he wasn't sure where the pain was coming from, but it has to be in the boot there. And he's like desperate. So that's the next mission right there. Next for his next payday, he needs to get boots. I bought in insoles and they help to a point, but where the boot is, the work boot, steel toe work boots, but there's like a crack in there now. So that's my, but whatever it is, it's causing him some severe pain every day. So typically when he comes home, right? And no offense, but I'm just going to say this out loud. Heaven forbid his brother should say, brother, can I help you out? And go buy yourself some boots. Heaven forbid that should enter his mind. Take it, accept it, live with it. Look. So bossy, cray cray. I live close and a long drive and cook meals, so it's no trouble. I'm to be honest with you right now, I'm just actually noticing your avatar pic, and I can't overly see it because it kind of blends in, but I feel like there's some definite nudity going on in that thing. I feel like the hair is covering the Moroccos in this picture. Not to say that that's your Moroccos. Hang in there. But anyways, no, I appreciate kindness and all that stuff. It makes me blush, actually, to be honest. But I will end the live now, you guys. Probably go make myself some lunch and stuff. It's just, yeah, stock photo. Yeah. Well, I kind of figured that. Or you could just claim it was you, right? And then if I ever saw you, I'd be like, wait, you don't fucking look like that picture. Anyways, you guys, um, for anyone watching this that made it to the end and survived, about 20 minutes, 30 minutes was talking about just a few documents there. And the rest of it was about healthcare and different things. But I'm not one of those people to go to my video and then go, here, let me put a chapter to it. No, thank you. Extra work. Certain people like my SS screenshot real pic and post. So, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much. Again, appreciate it. Uh, who knows if I don't think, let me just hold on before I close this off. Let me just quickly hit a refresh. Any more documents? Any more documents? Any more? Any more? Nope, doesn't look like it. Appearance filed, motion filed, memorandum. I think we're good to go. Memorandum. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just hate that when we ended the live and I was like, crap, there's more things that came out. Okay, guys, take care and might see you again tonight. Might not, probably not actually. But if it is, then YOLO. Okay, guys, take care. Yeah, did you read that, Greeno? The Supreme Court opinion? Yeah, that one that came out today from the Supreme Court. Did you not see that one yet? It's like 21 pages long. Mm-hmm. Just waiting to see if you saw it or not. Oh, oh, yeah, green oak. When it comes to paperwork for Delphi, yeah, we're on that shit as fast as it comes out. To be honest with you, it's very rare. Usually, a lot of the times, if we don't get it from the court clerks, Adam has sent it to me because, like I said, or Sleuthy Goosey has posted it because sometimes people get it earlier than when the courts put it out and stuff like that. So kind of like the motion that's in front of us that didn't come out till today, but it was put out yesterday um, after the courts had closed or whatever, by Sleuthy. So yeah, but well, yeah. Whoops. When it comes to Delphi, I don't know why that happened. Why did that do that? Anyways, so yeah, as soon as that came out and Adam sent it to me, I literally just looked too, and then all of a sudden, poof, Adam sent it to me, and I was like, I did a live whatever earlier this morning on it. Anyways, so with that being said, you guys take care, have a good one, and if I'm not mistaken, just for Greeno there, uh, did you get your response back, Greeno, from court cameras in the courtroom? For the Westerman trial date? Like, did you get your approval for that? And if you guys don't know who Westerman is, obviously Mitch Westerman, the person that took the photos of the leaked, that originally took the photos there from Baldwin's office. And he has a trial court date. When is that one actually? I can't remember. Too many dates floating around in my head. Anyways, taking too long to respond, man. Okay, so anyways, I'm gonna head off, you guys, from this live. Again, take care. All the best to you guys, and have a great day.
A Norfolk night, the world is cold. We stand surrounded, we are not alone. Within my reverie, there's holy light. Without an honor, we stand and fight. I know